The Urban Fellows program has been pretty interesting an experience for me. I joined here as a fresher. I don't have any professional qualifications. So I basically joined this program to upskill myself. I am trained as a geographer and I'm interested in climate research. So the fellowship actually has given me an idea of how different sectors work. Like in the commons, we had like 6 modules. All of them basically are very interconnected, but at the same time, are very like the classes were pretty detailed and we were able to get a sense of how different aspects of a city function. So as a climate researcher, I was able to make a sense of how governance works, how vulnerabilities are spread out in a space, how infrastructure plays a big role in climate action. So it kind of has enriched me with a lot of experience and knowledge, and also upskilled me with the kind of tools and kind of, you know, uh, yeah, mostly tools that are required for working as a climate practitioner. Yeah. We are a group of 40 basically, and we have people from all different parts of the country. In terms of our educational backgrounds as well as the cultures that we come from, I think the past 6 months have been extremely fun, enlightening as well. We get to learn a lot from each other in terms of the life experience that we all bring, what we share, our perspectives about life, even our educational backgrounds. It makes us think how we can collaborate in our workspaces, how it actually, the whole sense of multidisciplinarity kind of comes into the way we think and we want to practice further on when we go into pursuing our careers. So I think the diversity in the class plays a big role in how we start thinking and hoping to work. Okay, so since I am very interested in like ecosystem restoration and climate action, I personally have always thought that climate action is a place where we just focus on the policies, or we just focus on how we manage land, or it's all just what environmentalists have to focus on. But then as we came across the program, I kind of came to understand how the type of governance system that we follow, the kind of priority we need to give to the type of infrastructure systems that we need to have in place. I kind of came to understand how important all that is, and how everything needs to, you know, come hand in hand, needs to overlap in the right place to kind of bring about a systemic transition to how we plan our development to be. So I am a postgraduate, and so far in my education, until I joined the Urban Fellows program, it is very streamlined, very strict. There's this very common pattern of being assessed, the type of interactions you have with your, faculties. It is all limited and constrained in a certain sense. But I think the Urban Fellows program is very relaxed in that way. So the way we get to interact with our fellows, the whole aspect of diversity in terms of our, the backgrounds, our educational backgrounds, the places we come from, the way we think, like the best part is I think how the faculties make us feel comfortable in class. They encourage us to think outside the box, kind of try to link the things that we learn. And the best part is that since the UFP kind of accepts people from all disciplinary backgrounds, we tend to actually appreciate the kind of knowledge that everyone brings to the table, and the kind of freedom that we get to interact with the faculties on a personal level. They tend to understand us a lot more and understand where we come from, what we are struggling with, and they're able to get down, sit down with us, and the office hours have been very useful in that sense. And also when it comes to the aspect of assignments and the examination part, uh, we are tired of all the exams that we give in our traditional schooling or education system. UFP, in that sense, I think they have a very nicely planned assessment system. So yeah, that has been quite relieving. At the same time, as we complete our assessments and like assignment submissions, we actually are able to connect a lot more by the end of the modules, and it makes a lot of sense. Like the assessment itself has been eye-opening in a lot of ways. So we start off with the commons as we join the Urban Fellows program, and it's basically 6 modules. We are all from like different backgrounds, and most of us tend to have 1 or 2 commons that we really look forward to. Even though it's for 3 months, it's quite intense, and halfway through we tend to feel very confused, and we're all over the place basically. But as we get into the electives term, I think it's kind of starts to fall in place, and we try to get a sense of what kind of a trajectory we want to choose. So the electives cycles, we have 4 cycles, and it has been extremely useful for us. We have been able to choose what we are passionate about or what we might be interested in pursuing further, or just to, even get a sense of. Might not be something that we exactly want to like pursue in our professional career, but just maybe just get a sense of what the subject is, how it works, and everything. And as in the commons module, we do get an introduction to the basic skill labs as well, and that helps all the fellows get a sense of what each of the skill labs are, get a gist of what they might offer as we take the advanced skill labs. So the GIS lab, the geospatial lab basically, that and the writing lab has been pretty interesting. We were able to get an insight into what all kinds of outputs we can come up with. The media lab, again, I was not very familiar with media, so the media lab classes in the commons term were pretty interesting, pretty fun. So that way the skill labs are very useful. As we move into the elective term, we have the advanced skill labs, and we get to choose a couple of them. So yeah, I mean, it basically helps you enhance your skills, upskill yourself. So when you go out there into the real world, just the theoretical knowledge won't be enough. You need to be able to use the tools to basically derive the information, and I think the skill labs are very useful when it comes to that. So Practica is a part of our Commons term, and it's aligned with our Commons modules. So basically, we get a real site, and we'll have to identify certain problems or anything that interests us or excites us or is driving our curiosity in the site. So we just get to take that up and kind of integrate whatever we have learned from the comments and whatever each of the fellows bring in from their background, and study the site, study the particular case by interacting with different people from parastatal bodies to get a sense of what the problem is, and probably theorize it or come up with possible solutions to address the problems. So Practica as itself has been quite intensive for me, at least. But the best part about Practica is that it is quite eye-opening, and it teaches us a lot of people skills, even in terms of behaving or interacting with people on ground, but also with working with people from different backgrounds. There are times when you have a lot of conflicts in terms of the way you think or what you think is to be prioritized. So Practica in that sense has been a very fulfilling learning experience for me. Yeah. I think what I really enjoyed was the integrative case weeks and the exposure trips. I think the integrative case weeks, as they run parallel to our commons module, it really helped me connect all my modules together. That really played a significant role for me personally. And the assignments, again, were something that I really enjoyed doing, although the questions were very repetitive. But integrative case week and the exposure visit, again, that was able to help us link whatever concepts we learned here to the real world. I visited Mumbai, and I was able to look at different aspects of the city, which were like very conflicted in a lot of ways, and it all made sense finally from classroom to the real world, looking at how things function, how we need to align ourselves out in the world. Uh, it was perfect for me. Like the integrative case week and the exposure trip was my favorite. Yeah. I think initially I was very skeptical that we'll get to live, work, and do everything literally with the people we'll be seeing for the next 7 months. It was a little overwhelming an idea for me, but I think it has its own positives. The fact that we got to live along with each other was very useful in the way we kind of were able to interact with each other, like share our experiences, share our thoughts, share our perspectives about different things. It kind of, I mean, we're not just fellows anymore. There's a sense of family amongst us now. So I think that'll continue even post the fellowship. And yeah, I think I'm not very happy about the accommodation, but in terms of the very strict condition that we all need to live around each other, with each other, I think that was a really good decision. Yeah.